in the cash at home scandal, where Justice Yashwant Varma has late last night moved the Supreme Court, challenging the in-house panel's report which indicted him. Sources have said that Varma is seeking to quash the May 8th recommendation by then CJI Sanjay to the Prime Minister and the President to get him removed. The petition comes just ahead of the monsoon session of the Parliament, during which the government plans to begin the impeachment proceedings against him. Varma has contended that he has been indicted without giving a personal hearing. He was not given a personal hearing and he has been indicted. That's the claim that he has made. He has in fact accused the three-member probe panel of drawing adverse findings without affording him a full and fair hearing. It is also contended that the committee failed to investigate foundational facts, particularly those concerning the alleged cash that was found by the first responders on the 14th of March that would be necessary to establish culpability. In fact, Justice Varma even has spoken about the cash that was found, and he says that the cash was found at his house, but further inquiry was essential to establish ownership, authenticity and other material facts. So this is what he has said, that the probe that was conducted was unfair, and he has gone on to move the Supreme Court, challenging the in-house panel's report. Now, remember, the in-house panel report actually indicts him, and sources say that Justice Varma is now approaching the Supreme Court against the same, and he has challenged it. So he is seeking the quashing of the May 8th recommendation that was made to remove him from the judiciary. Senior Advocate Mr. Sanjay Hegde is joining us on the broadcast. Thank you for joining us, Mr. Sanjay Hegde. What do you make of the latest move that has come in from Justice Varma, who has now approached the Supreme Court again against his indictment?
Well, the inquiry was on the administrative side. Now he has approached the Supreme Court on its judicial side, saying that the inquiry, there were deficiencies. It operated on a pre-notion, and therefore the recommendation that the Supreme Court has made on its administrative side for his impeachment is based on a faulty report. This is what Justice Varma's case is. The Supreme Court, on its judicial side, will possibly review the processes that the inquiry committee took, and whether Justice Varma has a case that his explanations for some currency being found there were they valid or not, and did it merit a recommendation for impeachment. Mind you, Parliament is not necessarily bound by any recommendation, or Parliament does not need a recommendation from the court for an impeachment.
Okay. Okay, but Mr. Sanjay Hegde, on one hand, the Parliament will be taking up the impeachment proceedings. That's what we've been given to understand, that it will be taken up in the monsoon session. Apart from that, there was an in-house inquiry. The three-member panel had also conducted inquiry. So how is the Supreme Court likely to take up this plea by the Justice?
No, see, the inquiry is an administrative process. Any administrative process can be judicially reviewed. It is Justice Varma's right to challenge any inquiry. But as to how the Supreme Court will handle the plea, or whether the Supreme Court will say that at this stage we will get into it or not, that I would not like to make a guess on.
Okay. All right. Mr. Sanjay Hegde, thank you for joining us on the broadcast. Legal editor Harish Nair is also on the broadcast with us. Harish, what are the details of what Justice Varma has told the Supreme Court as he has approached the top court for a review?
Yes, good morning, Pradeepa. And look at the timing. It comes just 3 days before the monsoon session of the Parliament will commence, during which the impeachment motion is likely to be taken up. It is there on the agenda, sources have confirmed, but it can be seen as a last-ditch attempt to maybe prevent or even defer the impeachment motion. In fact, Yashwant Verma argues that he hasn't got a fair hearing neither before the panel was formed nor after the panel had submitted its report. It's a violation of principle of natural justice, and also he accuses the panel of violating the foundational principles before fixing the culpability, saying that he has not got a free and fair hearing before the panel had indicted him. He maintained there was no cash at his residence and he had no control over the output. Okay. And very significantly says that even if cash was found, the ownership and the ownership of the cash had not been proved. All these.
Okay, all right. Harish, thank you for joining us with those details. Interestingly, like you mentioned, it comes ahead of the monsoon session, so it will be interesting to see what pans out really. His petition has now been given to the Supreme Court. We're keeping a track of that for now, slipping into a quick break here.